course, I welcome you again officially to the Issues on IKD 106.1 FM, where we talk about matters that concerns our health every Thursday from 11 up until 12 p.m. And of course, we cannot overemphasize the importance of breastfeeding for children. That is why today we are in line with every other individual out there, especially medical practitioners, celebrating this World Breastfeeding Day. This is the week for the World Breastfeeding Day, and of course, we also will join this campaign, this awareness that is all over. My name is Opeyemi Adebambo. I will be your anchor for today while we talk about enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. Just like I said earlier, the importance of breastfeeding for our children cannot be overemphasized, and of course, there are some persons who seem not to be too comfortable striking a balance with breastfeeding and of course working at the same time. That is why today we will have this conversation, a breezy conversation, I must tell you, with my guest in person of Dr. Folashade Iwedemi, who happens to be a consultant from Ikeja, from General Hospital Ikorodu. We will have the conversation together today where we talk about enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. This is also in line with the World Breastfeeding Week for the year 2023. This happens every first week in the month of August in every year. And of course, this year as well, the theme for the year is enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. So I open the microphone for my guest in person of Dr. Folashade. Good morning to you.
Morning.
It's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you very much.
And of course, I see the design, the World Breastfeeding Week. I was expecting you to come with mine, but anyways, maybe because I'm not a mother.
I didn't cross.
You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
So today we want to talk about this breastfeeding, the enabling breastfeeding, and of course the parents that seem to be with the working class. We know right now NLC has piped down a little bit with the protest, the workers and all of that, but then we still know there are some nursing mothers too amongst them, and these are the reason, these are the people why we are out today to create this proper awareness. But before we dive into the conversation proper, first off, I would like to ask you, as a medical practitioner, how do you describe breastfeeding in its context? Breastfeeding for you can be best explained as what?
Wow. All right. I would say that breastfeeding now talks about, when we talk about breastfeeding, we're actually particularly, hammering on the breastfeeding being exclusive. And then what that means is that you're giving breast milk only.
Breast milk only.
Only, without water. But of course, that does not exclude drugs. If the child is ill and has to take drugs, that you give the child drugs prescribed, that doesn't mean you're not doing exclusive. So when we say breastfeeding, particularly we're hammering on exclusive breastfeeding, and that is defined by breast milk only for the first 6 months of life, and then continued with other food. Up until, and you're still breastfeeding, up until the age of 2 years and beyond.
Okay, so a mother can still breastfeed the child up until 2 years.
Oh, and beyond.
Oh, some will just tell you it's just 9 months.
Oh, that's why there's this awareness. Exactly, people have a lot of differences. Maybe somebody told her, somebody tells you this is what should be done. So, but that's part of why we're creating this awareness, and that's why a week is set out every year. To remind people, to reorientate people, to retrain, train and retrain. That's what we mean by exclusive breastfeeding is breast milk only without water. In fact, some people say the chest will be paining the child if you don't add water. How can you be eating and eating and eating alone without drinking water?
Without drinking water.
But I want you to know that a very, very large part of breast milk is actually water. In fact, up to more than 80% is water. And then the other percentage are other things in their appropriate proportion, added the way God has made it. So not necessarily when you add water now, you're taking away a part that should be filled with breast milk. So it's unnecessary to add water. So when we say exclusive breastfeeding, we are talking about 4 months is not exclusive.
4 months is not exclusive.
3 months is not exclusive. 5.5 months is not exclusive. So exclusive breastfeeding is defined by 6 months of breast milk only without water. Up until the age of 6 months. After which you now start adding what we call supplementary feeds.
Okay.
You know, and you're still continuing with breast milk up until the age of 2 years and beyond.
2 years. Beautiful. If you're just joining us, welcome to the issues today, where we talk about enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. That is a theme for this year's campaign, this year's awareness. And with me in the studio is Dr. Folashade Iwedemi from Ikorodu General Hospital. Now we talk about breastfeeding, and you say exclusively it has to be 6 months. And some will tell you some will tell you 9 months, some will tell you 3 months. And when you look at the category of those people that are defining their own months of exclusive breastfeeding, they happen to be the working class. And this is always because they want to go back to work and all of that. What actually brought about the theme for this year? Let us go into this theme, enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. What was the idea? What was the mindset behind this theme for the year?
Yeah, exactly. You've actually kind of answered the question, and that is to say that because mothers too, I think it was before now, maybe in the ancient days, that generally fathers that are supposed to be bringing in the money. You know, you need to train these children too. There's need for money is needed for a lot of things in the family.
True.
But nowadays we realize that mothers too need to work, and a lot of mothers they're not doing their own jobs. They're not their own, you know, they're not entrepreneurs. You know, they earn salaries. So they need to go back to work. You know, those are the people. The exclusive breastfeeding rate in Nigeria is still quite low, you know, and so we know that the working mothers, they are also a very large percentage in the population of Lagos plus Nigeria. So we're focusing on them because, like you said rightly, that there are a lot of them. If you compare the working class mothers and those that are not working, if you compare, the rate of not practicing exclusive breastfeeding is more.
True.
With mothers who have to go to work, and the work that's not even theirs. They have bosses. They have to report. You know, that's why the focus for this year is on such class of people. You can actually make it work. You know, mindset is also part of it. If you put your mind to it. I've had a colleague who is also a pediatrician. Who had a set of twins, you know, so the mindset is part of it, and there's a lot of preparation to be done, you know, before these babies come. Preparing your mind to attain exclusive breastfeeding before even the babies are born is extremely important, you know.
I would like for us also to talk about how you as a doctor can help us talk about mothers out there. I speak for them right now, how to strike a balance with their work and breastfeeding. But before we even go to that, some people still do not even know the benefits, the beauty, the importance of exclusive breastfeeding, like you call it. Some will just tell you that no, there are some feeds. I think there's a name they call these foods that they give to children now.
Formula. The baby milk.
Yeah, the baby milks and all these ones that they sell. They will tell you that those ones are even better than breast milk because those ones are rich. I buy the expensive ones. I don't buy the. A lot of people keep saying different things. Yeah. And from another angle, to those that believe that breastfeeding is very important, we also tell you that if you do not breastfeed your child for 9 months, the child will be a dullard. The child will not be smart and all of that. But you are a doctor. Tell us, what are the importance of breast milk for a child?
All right. The med benefits are innumerable, almost countless. You know, from the fact that it's readily available. The mother is here, the milk is just there. You don't have to get a cup and spoon.
You don't have to buy
boil water. Exactly. You know the situation of the not even Nigeria alone, no, the whole world now.
Everywhere.
You understand? Things are everywhere. It's not just Nigeria. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
You know, so the cost for starts. That, in fact, I think that's extremely important. The fact that as long as the mother is eating and you are feeding well, you are breastfeeding your baby, you're not paying anyone any dime. You know, that cost effectiveness, you know, that cannot be, you know, the benefit of that is so great. So you can spend your money on other things. The breast milk is readily available, very easy to prepare. There's no paparazzi about preparation. There's no boiled water, warm water, you know those things. Some people go buy Eva bottle, Eva water because they feel that's so
nothing
clean.
Like it has expired, you need to buy another one.
Exactly. So that cost effectiveness is so serious. You know, we also talk about the fact that the composition of the breast milk is just made by God in the right composition. There's nothing like you need to measure 30 mils, measure 20 mils, and be exact about the 20 mils. And then when you are scooping the milk, there's a level to which you scoop it. So breast milk is in the right proportion. You know, easy to prepare, like you said, very cost effective. You're not buying anything. makes the child extremely healthy because it's getting everything in the right proportion. The child is not over bloated, as in too big or too small. The child is just in the right weight. On the long term, of course, it prevents. They have less chances of having diarrhea. These watches too.
Wow.
That can be very terrible in children.
Wow.
Less chances of getting this chest infection being recurrent in the child because the immunity is so good. You know that the child gets from breast milk is so good. So no recurrence and every time diarrhea. Well, that's what you do now. Every time a chest infection, child is having cough all the time. Like I said, builds the immunity, provides mother-baby bonding, keeps the baby warm. You know, what else would I say? Yeah, they have less chances of being obese.
Okay.
That's getting too big. Less chances of getting thin because their weight is perfectly normal. On the long term, you said something which is very true. From researches and all that, exclusively breastfed babies tend to have better IQ scores. You know,
how true is that?
Well, research is real. Unfortunately, we will now carry 10 children who are still breastfed and then bring another one that had mixed feeding and start comparing. But you know, when organizations like the WHOs and the UNICEF and all that, when they bring out such promulgations, you know, it's based on long-term research. You know, so that's the best I can say about that. It's based on, and they will not. You are not talking about IQ test on one child. In one state, in one country. We're talking about researches that would have gone on for years, if not decades, you know, in different centers, in different countries of the world, for such pronouncements to be made. Tend to be better with IQ scores, smarter children, less chances of having, later in life now, chronic issues like diabetes and hypertension, and even cancers.
You know, Dr. Folashade, when you talk about the benefits, they are numerous, they are endless, and at the same time, you make it look all rosy. Let's also talk about some of the pains. I don't want to say, unfortunately, I'm not a woman, because I like my being as it is, you know. But then, are you saying there are no pains to breastfeeding? Are you saying there are no hard sides? Are you saying there are no disadvantages? Are you saying women that breastfeed, mothers, it's all rosy for them and exclusive breastfeeding, 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, it's all good for me? There are no side effects, no I need to change my underwears and all.
Okay, no, breast milk itself, with breast milk itself and the act of breastfeeding, no, there are no disadvantages. There are no side effects. Well, maybe you would say that some of the discomforts, maybe
that's the word, the discomfort.
But as per side effects or disadvantages, there's nothing like that.
But there are always discomforts.
There may
sometimes.
Be, yes, there may be. And you know the fact that frequent waking ups and all that, you know, disturbing some of your schedules and all. Yeah, those may be the challenges. I won't say disadvantages or side effects because there are no side effects to the milk itself, nothing.
Okay.
But maybe challenges that the woman or the family, just not the woman, you know, the men too have to support this thing to work. You know, so because you need to breastfeed this child, let's say 8 to 12 times in a day. You know, it does not have to be her doing the breastfeeding. Okay. But the child is getting the breast milk. Okay. That's where the support of the entire family is needed. In the sense that she has expressed, she has kept. So while she's resting, while she's trying to do other things, somebody else who is also trained, hand in hand washing and keeping clean, is taking the milk and feeding the baby.
Because I was going to ask you that when you talk about people should also help, especially fathers, the husband, the family entirely. You know, there are some people who would extract breast milk and then store it up, and then maybe when the baby is crying, how hygienic is that? How safe is that? Is that even fair? Because just like we have some other product that will expire, how about the breast milk? Does it not expire after maybe 2-3 hours? It loses its taste and all.
Very good. Okay, yeah. There's that is very accepted. It's acceptable. That you can express, so that while you're expressing, that's why I added that portion that you have expressed the milk you have kept, and somebody else is doing the job while the mother takes a nap, you know, rests or does other things. Yes, so you can express the breast milk, and yes, it has some expiry periods or expiry dates. It does have, you know, if it's just on the table, you just express and you can can stay 4 hours. After 2 to 4 hours, after which it is preferable to throw it away. You know,
2 to 4 hours.
2 to 4 hours, just on the table, room temperature.
Okay.
But while you express and keep in a freezer, as in refrigerated now, in the fridge, not freezer now.
Not the freezer.
No. So refrigerated, that takes 4 days.
4 days.
In about 4 days. Should be used within 4 days, meaning that you don't want to keep it beyond 4 days if it's just in the fridge. But what's it called now? If you freeze it after freezing, as in it's frozen, that can be kept for a year.
Breast milk?
Yes.
For a year?
Can be kept for 1 year.
Wow.
Best is within 6 months, but it can actually be kept for 1 year. Wow. But then that one that is frozen, once you bring it out, and that's why you should freeze it in portions, not in a large volume. Because once you bring one out and it's stored, you want to use that within 24 hours. Do you understand? So 4 hours on the table in room temperature, 4 days in the refrigerated, and frozen between 6 months to 1 year. So when you do all that, other people can come in to help you.
To help.
Feed the baby while you rest or do other things.
Okay, when we talk about striking a balance for mothers and their children and work now, definitely the family has a role to play as well too. So before we go back to the work and then breastfeeding, what would your advice be to fathers and the family members? Because some fathers will just tell you, which one is my own? You say I should be a part of it. Okay, I will help with other things, but not like breastfeeding. How am I supposed to help as a father? So what should fathers do when they know that, okay, my wife is the working class type, I am also the working class, but then how can I also assist with proper breastfeeding?
Exactly. So I think one of the working father, working mother, know that when you both come back from work, the man knows. And that's why in General Hospital in Ikorodu, we need to encourage that fathers should also sometimes attend antenatal clinics with their wives, so that they will listen to some of the talks that come on, during the antenatal clinics. So you both come back from work, and then some little, especially those that do not have helps. It's just father and mother and the children at home, and there's a baby that should be breastfed. This woman has gone back to work. The maternity leave is over, and she comes back. So some little house chores can be taken over by the husbands too. That's one. Then 2, we talked about breast milk is expressed, and then somebody else can help feed the baby. So that can also be done. The man will be taught how to wash the hands, then bring out the breast milk, you let it cool down and probably warm a little. And so the man too would feed, preferably with cup and spoon, because we don't encourage feeding bottles.
So for breast milk, it's not advisable to use feeding bottles.
Not just breast milk, even for those that now start giving formula for whatever reason. We encourage use cup, because you will see all the inside and the corner of the cup that can be well washed. See all those feeding bottles, no matter how expensive you think the feeding bottle is, every feeding bottle has these windings. You have to cover, so it has all those windings and crevices and corners. Inside those places, a lot of times germs will hide, no matter how much sterilization you think you have done. So that's why generally in this part of the world we're encouraged to do cup and spoon. It's cheaper. You will see all the inside to wash, and then there won't be any germs hiding there, and babies now having diarrhea. Waters too.
We will take in calls and text messages. You can also send in WhatsApp messages to our studio line 0904082161. That is for text messages and WhatsApp messages only. 0904082161. You can also call in to be a part of this conversation, enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. This is in line with the World Breastfeeding Week that we are in already. Every first week in the month of August, we have this awareness from the World Breastfeeding Week. And of course, today we are also doing a talk around this. You can call in to be a part of this conversation to ask questions from our doctor, Dr. Folashade Iwedimi, who is with us in the studio on 0904081161. That is 0904081161 or 0904082161. Coming back to you, Dr. Folashade, on this conversation. Now let's look at how the hospitals, because you are from Ikorodu General Hospital. How well have you been able to, let's not talk about other hospitals, let's not talk about the private and other general hospitals, let's come down to Ikorodu General Hospital here. How have you been able to propagate the gospel well about this World Breastfeeding Week within our community, our society here, in line with the theme enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents? I see you're with the jersey already. I don't have mine anyways, but then please tell us, how well have you been able to propagate the gospel?
All right, thank you very much. So it's a routine with us at General Hospital Ikorodu that at every antenatal clinics that are run almost every day to encourage the women. You know, this news or this gospel is best preached when the woman is still pregnant, so that the mind is already getting prepared that, know how I'm going to exclusively breastfeed my child. So at every antenatal clinic, we spread the news, get the minds prepared that irrespective of what you have heard before, take your mind off it. No, believe that you can breastfeed this child, and that can be done exclusively. For those that don't have two heads, you can do it too, and give your child all the benefits the child can get from breast milk. So that's done every antenatal day that happens at the hospital. Then today, as part of marking the World Breastfeeding Week, today this is part of it, coming here to educate the public, the benefits of breastfeeding and all that. And then we went very early this morning to some of our team went to the market women at Ladiga, gathered a lot of market women, of course, those that are done with giving birth to children, those that are still having babies, to join together to help spread this good news about the benefit of breastfeeding, and the fact that any mother who decides that she wants to do it can actually get it done. So together with market women today, our team went around the markets to tell them the benefits of breastfeeding. This is breastfeeding week, World Breastfeeding Week. Benefits of breastfeeding, how you can surmount the issues surrounding exclusive breastfeeding. I can do it, I cannot do it. That's one of the things we did today. Today, also ongoing as I speak, there's also a program, happening in the hospital where pregnant women, a lot of pregnant women, and even those that are not pregnant, those that already have babies, but the majority of them are pregnant women, who have a program going on right now at the General Hospital Ikorodu about these things, same thing going on, the benefits of breastfeeding. The benefits of breastfeeding that can never be overemphasized. How beneficial to the woman herself, how the benefits to the baby, short-term benefits, long-term benefits.
When you say benefits to the mother, I want to agree with you, or I want to say I know that there are a lot of benefits for the child, but benefits for the mother, how? Because for me, I feel she is the one doing all of the giveaway. So where's her own intake coming from? Right. How is she benefiting as a mother?
Very good. All right. So it keeps the womb. The womb gets as if a woman is not pregnant, the womb is not seen at all. You can't when you touch the tummy, you can't feel anything. But with pregnancy, it gets so big. In fact, some even carrying 2, carrying 3. So you can imagine how big the tummy gets back. And what is actually getting big is actually the womb. So with breastfeeding, the exclusive breastfeeding, it helps the womb to go back to size on time, faster than one who is not doing exclusive breastfeeding. And so when the womb goes back on time, it also helps to reduce faster the rate. They will still be bleeding small and some things coming out after delivery. So it helps all that also to stop on time. Keep the woman back in shape. At least when you have brought out the baby, your size is most likely going to also go down. It helps also the maternal baby bonding. And,
Let's talk about some of the issues. I think one message from here, WhatsApp, I would have to rephrase this question. I'm thinking this came in Yoruba. But I want to believe this person is saying that, should we say scarcity? Do I put this as scarcity of breast milk? But this person is trying to ask, why is there no breast milk? Why is there no milk in the breast sometimes? I think this should be about maybe the breast milk is not coming or something.
It's not coming well or something.
Maybe not coming well. It was actually sent as Yoruba. But is that answer to that?
okay, that for some people, they may be struggling with.
Maybe the breast milk is not regular, it's not coming well
to feel the child.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. A lot of women.
Does that happen?
It does happen.
Oh, okay.
It does happen that some people will be struggling with, this thing is not feeling the child and all that. But, somehow, unfortunately, one of the major things, that's why a woman that is breastfeeding should not have any form of stress, or anxiety, because that's so paramount in reducing the flow. So even the anxiety of why is this not coming? Why is this not coming?
That alone
is enough to reduce the flow. So it is better that's why I said prepare your mind even before this baby comes. And that's why the target, should actually be, when we are preaching this gospel of exclusive breastfeeding, the target should actually be for the women who are still pregnant, so that they can be so well prepared.
I think there's somebody at the other side. Hello. Okay, we lost that call. You can call back on 0904081161. Please go ahead.
Yes. So yes, it does happen, like I said, but preparing your mind even before this baby comes helps you a lot. To believe that this exclusive breastfeeding thing, I can do it. There are some people who even start seeing some milk, even just close
even
to
before the child comes in.
Even before the child comes in. The person I said, I know someone who is also a pediatrician, had a set of twins, a boy and a girl, and she did exclusive breastfeeding. One of the things that she said helped her was just close to delivery. She started seeing that the thing was coming out.
Okay.
So she was banking them. She was banking the milk.
Wow.
So she had some store before the babies, came.
Okay, let's take another call from here. Hello to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Oluwaseladele.
Calling from
Ikorodu here, Oluwo.
I have with me in the studio Dr. Folashade. Please go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I thought this is your commercial line.
Oh, no. Thank you very much. Oh, no. Thank you very much for that one. So, now, when we talk about this difficulty in breast milk and it doesn't come sometimes, what could be the solution to that? Maybe I think this is what this person wants to know. Now that you said truly it happens, I never knew. What then should such a person do?
All right. So, like I said, one of the things to do, if she's going through any stressful period, it may be very challenging for the milk to come.
Okay.
So whatever is causing stress for the woman can be taken away, whether she's going to work too often at the period, so one of the things she can, while the baby is sleeping, try to get it expressed. I've said it that this anxiety, so get your mind restful. Because as you're hearing it now, that being anxious that this thing is not coming, why is it not coming, that alone is enough to reduce your flow or shut it down. So take it off your mind. Believe that as much as you are breastfeeding, it will continue to come out, and put the baby to breast. Put the baby to breast a lot more frequently, because breastfeeding frequently also helps to increase the flow. That's why if a woman delivers, the milk is not so coming so well, they would say, I'm putting to breast, but the milk is not coming. Now, know that the act of putting to breast is actually what will encourage the flow. So keep putting to the breast. Now, if the milk is not coming and you think, this milk is not coming, and the next thing you change to formula, the sensation is sent to your brain that there's no baby that is sucking this breast. So that's what your system will decode. And so the flow continues to be small. You understand? So if you feel that the milk is not flowing so well, that's the more reason you should increase your putting the baby to breast, so that it encourages the flow, and it encourages the flow. So also, like I said, put your mind off the fact that don't get anxious that this thing is not coming. Relax and tell yourself the milk will flow. It will flow, and to that you will add putting the baby to breast more frequently. Once you get frustrated on time and you introduce formula, of course you are restful if that child is taking formulas. You will never get over that issue of milk is not flowing.
And I also want to believe that proper diet is also another way to boost or help the flow of the breast milk.
Drink pap. A lot of mothers, they will now, after they have drank pap, the pap fills up every crevices and every corner of your tummy, and the real food you cannot even eat. There's no space for corner. So yes, they can say take pap, take fluid and all that, but eat well. It also encourages the flow.
Thank you so very much for that. Now let us talk about these working class parents, working class mothers. They are the reason for this campaign, this awareness for this year, making a difference for working parents. Now we have mothers who have children. in some cases a child that they are breastfeeding and they have to walk. Sometimes these work are very demanding. One interesting thing you said earlier that I so much buy into is that the work you're even doing is actually for somebody. It is not your work. And then you put your all to it, neglecting your own child who is supposed to grow properly. And then what should parents like this do? How do they balance it now, health-wise, and of course, a professional-wise? How do they balance their work now and breastfeeding? You see some parents, the child is just there crying at work. Attend to this child, they will tell you, we are in the open. I can't breastfeed this child. Some are actually going to work. They are in the commercial vehicles and still they cannot breastfeed their child. Working class parents such as this, what should they do? How should they balance the equation? Let's see if this call is for us. Hello.
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 Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name?
Yeah, the name is Larry. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
It's good to hear from you, Mr. Larry.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Ducky, you've done you have done a good job. But man, I have a question. What will you say to a child that stopped drinking breast milk by herself? The child in question is like a 9-month-old child, but all of a sudden she just stopped collecting breast milk. She said she does not want it anymore and just stopped. We tried forcing her to collect, but she said no, she's not collecting and she stopped. What is your take on this, man? Does it have any implication? Does it, I don't know if medically it's all right or not. That's why I'm calling, just to ask.
Thank you, Mr. Larry.
Thank you very much.
Your question will be attended to. Thank you, Mr. Larry.
Okay. Oh yes, it does happen. Those children don't behave. Okay, well, for a 9-month-old child, definitely you have started giving other things. You understand? So, what I would have probably asked now, okay, maybe I just counsel the person that, well, the time is past for you to now start talking. Okay, I don't know if they did exclusive. Maybe that child did exclusive 6 months, you know, and then because they said the baby is 9 months old. Okay, now I hope one of the things that can cause kind of a thing, because I know that
I think he's calling back. Maybe you can ask that question. Hello. Okay, hello. Oh, someone else. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Okay, you can go back. But then let's assume that maybe they didn't
so if you are, we said exclusive breastfeeding is breastfeed the child only without water up to 6 months. And by after 6 months, start adding other complementary feeds. Of course, semi-solids like cereals and all. Now, if you made that mistake of, and you actually decided, you desire that you want to continue with exclusive breastfeeding, as you want to continue with milk, breast milk. If you now add formula, baby formula, other formula, that can be confusing. Breast milk is milk. Other formulas too, they're also milk. So after 6 months, you start adding semi-solids that are cereal now. Down 7 months, you bring in other milk. That may cause some confusion for the baby, because like you rightly said, it's obvious that this family, they actually wanted to continue with breast milk. Until baby said, I'm not wanting again. But so one of the things I think parents should do, you have done exclusive for 6 months. After 6 months, you want to start adding semi-solids like cereal. Continue with breast milk. Okay. You understand? Not formula.
Continue with the breast milk, not the formula.
So that the child does not get confused. Then you may also be able to find out, that maybe something changed about the mother's diet. Maybe you introduce something new to the diet and then it makes the breast milk taste
differently.
Those are the postulations. Maybe change, and so that's the reason the child is not. So if you notice whatever it is about the mother's diet, as at the time this baby started behaving this way, maybe if you remove that thing from your diet, probably it will change. But I think importantly, if you want to do breast milk after 6 months, continue with breast milk.
Okay, let's take another call. Hello to you.
Man-made milk.
Good morning.
Yes.
This is Friday.
Friday, calling from where?
From Ikorodu.
Okay, Friday, you need to do it real quick. The background noise over there is much.
I have 2 questions to ask.
Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. The first one is, which the breastfeeding a child, can one decide not to add anything for the breastfeeding up to 2 years? Is it possible? Can a mother do such?
No, sir.
And the second question is, what type of food is encouraging for a woman to be eating? Because like the answer the woman just gave now, that maybe something changed in the diet of the
mother.
Maybe it can be the cause of why the child is rejecting the food. So I want to know what type of food can a woman be taking after delivery. So
thank you, Friday. Well, sir, thank you very much, Friday. Okay, so his first question is: Can a mother decides to do 2 years
of breast milk alone?
Okay. And then the second question is: what are the diets a breastfeeding mother, should take while she's breastfeeding?
All right. I think the first question, you shouldn't decide to do breast milk only
for 2 years.
No, the child is growing bigger.
Okay.
Growing bigger and growing longer. That's the weight and the height. So what the babies need after 6 months should be stronger. That's why they go from fluid like water, to semi-solids, and from semi-solids to solids. Like everyone is growing, so you don't decide that for 2 years you will do only water alone. That child will not grow well. So
because definitely breast milk is water. It contains more water, so
exactly.
They should mix it up with something.
So as the child is growing bigger, the requirements are also getting bigger, thicker. So if you do 6 months of ordinary water like something which is breast milk, you should step up to semi-solids, like the cereal and all that, then step up again to solids. So you cannot decide to do 2 years of only liquid.
Then the second question.
Yes, then the second question. These things are not, there are no rules. Like, even to the people who have asthma, for example, you don't tell every asthmatic, don't play inside dust, don't play inside the flowers, don't take this food, don't take this food. This person will react to dust, the other person will not.
Definitely.
This one will react inside flower and start breathing fast, and this one will not. So, as per the food, the essence of what I'm saying is that the food I will react to, for example, another person will not react to it. So your normal diets that you are taking in your life, that's what you will continue. There are no prescriptions as per this is what you should eat to boost anything. Like I said, a lot of people used to say pap, because that it increases flow and all that. Yes, pap is good. Liquid generally is good to encourage breast milk flow. But we will also preach that you should eat good food, balanced diet, fruits and vegetables, and the normal diet you have been eating. You understand? So for somebody who wants to react to something, there's no way you will know until you start taking that thing. You understand? Before you know that it seems as if I'm reacting to this thing. There's no way you will know until you have tested the thing. So sir, there are no hard and fast rule about this is the kind of food a woman who is breastfeeding a child should take. What I can just say is take balanced diet. The normal rice with fruits, with vegetables, the normal swallows and all. So no prescription.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, Mr. Larry.
I was waiting for us to finish our explanation.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Doki. You said so much. Just to sharply answer our heart to it. We did exclusive. We didn't add anything. Later, after 6 months, we started adding Cerelac, and we added much milk into it. But there is something I noticed. When she stopped, I started asking questions, and I discovered that the mother to stop at the age of 9 months. The mother stopped collecting milk from her own mother at 9 months. Now, our daughter in question still stopped
at 9 months.
Where the mother stopped. So, in the course of asking the family, that's where I got to know that the mother could stop as well. So, I was kind of like, is this an hereditary? Can it be transmitted or can it be transferred to her? But, like you said, you explain everything needed. I'm just adding this just one. To share more light on some of these things. Have a great job, man.
Well said, Mr. Larry. Thank you so very much. Some people could also think about that and say, could this be a reason? Is it hereditary? Is it a family thing? In our family, we do just 6 months, 9 months. That is it. Our spirit will just tell us, don't take again. So going back to our questions before we call it a day in the studio today, I want you to tell our nursing mothers how they can effectively strike a balance with breastfeeding their children or child, as the case may be, and at the same time working. It pains me sometimes. On several occasions I've seen mothers who would shy from breastfeeding their mothers in their children, their babies in public workplaces, and the child is there starving, hungry, crying, and they just tell you, I can't do this at work. And it's overwhelming for some mothers when you really look at it, and they're just frustrated. What do you have to say?
All right. Okay. Maybe to add to is medically proven, of course.
Okay.
We don't have that, medical. But there are many things beyond medicine. So that you are genetically wired somehow. Maybe that's why that baby behaved that way because mother did the same. But medically, no, we're not. That's not written medically.
Okay.
You know, what happened to that baby? All right. To your question, I would say that what's the, you know, sometimes in medicine we say when benefits outweighs the risk. Now I don't know what's the risk of the mother exposing breast and then feeding the baby. You mean in a commercial vehicle, for example?
Happens within the space of work. Even in commercial vehicles, mothers will just tell you that no. Some will tell you maybe because of their class, their caliber, their level, they don't want to breastfeed.
Okay, for those that in their offices or so, with the babies, find a corner to breastfeed. One. Now, for those that are in moving vehicles, you know that you are the type that, you know, there are some, if you know you're a breastfeeding mother, there are some dresses you won't wear. You know, because there's a way you can actually, there's some things they call a breastfeeding bra. So there's a way that bra.
Oh, there's a breastfeeding bra.
Yes. So there's a way it's made such that, you know, and you also take into consideration the cloth you're wearing. If it is the one that is from up to down, you are not going to pull up your cloth from down and open it up because you want to breastfeed. So you'll probably be wearing some kind of shirts, you know, or blouses that you can just open up a button, just one button. And there's a way also for the breastfeeding bra is also made in a way that you just open it up like as if you're opening a button.
It's made easy.
Very easy. And then you're breastfeeding that child, nobody is seeing any part of you. So that's one thing you should know. Whether you're putting up the child in a corner in the office or you're moving in a vehicle. So use of that breastfeeding bra makes it easy. Then you also take into consideration the kind of dresses you will wear when you're going out with the baby that needs to be breastfed. On the other hand, you probably have expressed, you know, if the baby that is already big enough, you won't likely be carrying outside a 1-week-old baby. Those ones are likely to be at home. Now, for those ones that are already 3 months, a little bigger, you know, to some extent, you would have expressed in a cup.
Okay.
You know, so while you are moving, there are some cups that are made in such ways that, you know, I said we don't encourage feeding bottles for his own issues.
Yes.
You know? So there are some cups you can get that can make, and the tip of the cup will be a little pointed, such that because you're not opening breast and all that. So and then you pull out the baby and give while you're in transit. You know, so or like I said, if you are in a place, makes it easier. You can always find a corner. You know, where you can breastfeed.
We even see mothers who use wrappers sometimes to cover up. Let's see if this call is for this conversation. Hello to you.
I'm sorry. That's the question I intend to ask before.
Okay.
This is the Friday.
Okay, Friday. Yes, Friday. Talk to me.
What about a baby that was just born and the mother, probably maybe something wrong with the mother, and she's not able to feed her baby with the breast milk? So what can one do to such child? I hope you understand the question.
Yes, clearly,
maybe
Friday.
Something got wrong with the mother.
Okay, thank you, Friday. That will be attended to. Tomorrow is actually Friday. Thank you, Friday. Yeah, so for mothers who maybe passed away or are ill for one reason or the other, what should the child do at that time? What should they do to the child? How to care for that child? That's what I think is asking.
Yes, exactly. So I was even he was saying for a mother who is ill, I was even going to say, what if the mother even passes on? You know, which is a possibility. So we talk about some places, some climes, they may have what they call breast milk bank.
Okay.
You know, so before they collect all breast milk, of course, the women would have been
any breast milk can be used for any child. Yes. It does not have to be the mother's breast milk.
It doesn't have to be the mother's breast
milk.
Oh,
wonderful.
So in places where they have breast milk banks and all, yes, such a baby can access such facilities. That's one. Then two, we also have surrogates.
Okay.
You know, now, as I am now, where I'm not pregnant, but as long as you're a woman, you can actually always produce breast milk. That's the truth, yes. As long as the breast is sucked, milk can come out. Okay. So, in fact, in this general hospital in Ikorodu, I have seen an aunt who the mother of the baby passed on. You know, the baby was born here, the mother passed on, and she decided to breastfeed the baby. She's an aunt, and then so she took up the baby and started breastfeeding, being like the mother. So, other people in the family, even grandmothers, can be used as surrogates. in the sense that whether illness or passing on affected the mother, whether it's grandma, as long as the person is a woman, you can carry that baby and breastfeed. Once the baby starts sucking, there's this reflex that comes up with the oxytocin, with the prolactin, all that comes up and milk starts flowing.
So far, the breast is sucked.
Exactly. So that's the angle of surrogates, and I talk about breast milk bank. So that you will see that the World Health Organization, the UNICEF, and all the organization, we are always shouting breast and breast. Okay, if there's nobody that now wants to do all that, then that's the way we now sluggishly, reluctantly ask for substitutes.
Okay.
Those are the infant formula and all that. But we don't really, we preach that last.
That should be the last from the options.
Exactly.
Okay, so we would leave the studio soon, but then while I was preparing for this conversation, I took my time to look at past themes for this breastfeeding day, this World Breastfeeding Week and all. I did not see at any point in time where there was a theme that is assigned to, okay, let the government, let countries, let states give vacations, holidays to breastfeeding mothers, maybe 6 months for exclusive breastfeeding and all. So I want to ask you, do you think it's a good idea? Maybe workplaces, bosses, organizations, firm, stakeholders, do you think it's a fair idea if we introduce to the system and concrete the idea of if a mother is having a child and she's breastfeeding, please let her go for 6 months for exclusive breastfeeding? Do you think that's a good idea for you?
That's exactly what's happening currently in Lagos State. And I think in Nigeria, if I'm not wrong, I think it's only Lagos State that is doing 6 months. It used to be 3 months.
Okay. That is happening already in Lagos?
Happening already in Lagos.
Oh, wow.
They give 6 months maternity leave. Rather than in fact, giving 3 months maternity leave is age long, hasn't been on for so long.
Wonderful.
But recently, I mean probably 5-6 years. In Lagos State, you do 6 months for your maternity leave.
Oh, that's beautiful. Let's see this call. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Your name, please.
Lastapa is calling.
Lastapa calling from
Ijede Road.
Please go ahead. Talk to us, Lastapa.
Thank you. I just want to contribute to your issue.
Okay, talk to me.
Breast feeding.
Yes.
It's good, though, in the sense that there's a man that I know. He has money.
Okay.
But he doesn't allow his wife to buy food.
Okay.
I will think.
Go ahead.
It is only breast they are taking. If you see the 4 children now, they're strong like soldier.
Because they were well.
Are you with me?
Yes, please.
So it's good for a woman to give a child breast in order to give them food.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
It's natural.
It's natural.
Exactly. It's not synthetic.
Thank you very much. I like that. He said the children are strong like soldier. Okay, so let's talk about this last one before you leave your words for parents out there, mothers actually. I like the fact that you've drawn my attention to Lagos State where it is done for 6 months. That is maternal leave. I never knew. I think that is good. So what will your parting word be to mothers out there that are breastfeeding, especially mothers that do not even see the importance of breastfeeding? When you come to some local areas in Ikorodu, for instance, you just see how children are being treated and you wonder how. You see a child of 2-3 months already with a feeding bottle, and I'm wondering what's going on with the mother. Why are you not breastfeeding? Not like as if you have something major doing. What would your advice be to mothers generally out there?
Exactly.
Breastfeeding mothers.
Yeah, I think I would say that, just like the theme said, for working mothers, for mothers who are not working, the benefits of breastfeeding a child, giving breast milk, the benefits cannot be overemphasized. The benefits predate now. They are not just short-term benefits, they are also very, very long-term benefits. You don't want your children to, lag behind compared with other children. We cannot recount, it's countless to say, the benefits of breastfeeding a child, to that child, and now and later, and even to you, to recuperate faster, as a mother. So we can always make breastfeeding a child work. It starts from your mindset. Don't listen to what others have experienced. We can make it work starting from now. Your child can only benefit, if you decide to do exclusive breastfeeding and continued breastfeeding for as long as 2 years and below. The only thing you can get are advantages from breastfeeding a child exclusively and continuously.
You've heard it all from a pediatric consultant. Talk about the head pediatric department, General Hospital Ikorodu, in person of Dr. Folashade Iwedemi. Thank you so very much for your time. Thank you for always coming around, and it's always good having you in the studio. Your confidence with your profession is quite very, very amazing. Thank you so very much for joining us on the issues today. This is how far we can have it on the conversation, enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for parents. Now, for all of our mothers out there, you should know that it is very important that we have what we call the exclusive breastfeeding for our children. It helps the brain, it helps the mindset, and of course it helps you as a mother too as well. Tomorrow the issues continues on IKD 106.1 FM with Gift Obona. My name is Opayemi Adebambo, signing out for now to return next week. God bless every mother out there. God bless Lagos. God bless Nigeria.